This video is proudly sponsored by Gamersgate. Download games anytime, anywhere. Visit Gamersgate.com.
Wait, you okay, man? You look like someone took a shit on your face.
Jackie, I'm just a little frustrated, stuck being Winston's errand boy. I was making...
Welcome to Elder Geeks Elder Speak. Today is Thursday, August 23rd, 2012. My name is Randy Asenchak, editor of ElderGeek.com. I'm back again, baby, but, it's not like that you guys didn't get to see too many video reviews from us, or any videos at all from us in the past little while. Let's see, since last Elder Speak, I did the Darksiders 2 video review went up. The Dawn Guard video went up. That was done by Montz. And then Patrick did the video review for Sleeping Dogs. And there we have it. As far as summers go, those three titles kind of combined really made this summer worth it. The summer gaming lull didn't seem so bad after all. In years past, we've only had like one big title, and oftentimes it seems to be something from Rockstar to kind of cure the summer gaming lull. But this was a good summer towards the end, and to be honest with you, Darksiders 2 and Sleeping Dogs completely took me by surprise. I mean, when Sleeping Dogs was originally going to be an Activision title, I was kind of looking forward to it, but got to admit, I'm super pleased with what Square had put forward. A game that was not only great for the time. I think that a lot of people were kind of complaining that it's just a GTA clone, but again, there's nothing wrong with it being a GTA clone. I mean, I don't really mind that it didn't quote-unquote innovate so much, but what it actually copied really well and put together a really, really fun game. And so, in terms of my personal taste for the game, I was just completely shocked with it. I think it's one of the greatest kung fu games that anybody could possibly play. I loved all the awesome kung fu, and actually just a lot of cult movie references that you can actually find in the game as well. So good stuff all around. I mean, Sleeping Dogs gets 2 huge thumbs up from me, which by the way is what you're going to be seeing in the background footage. It's actually just going to be me kind of tinkering around with the earlier part of the game. I was kind of disheartened by some of the comments that people were leaving about the game, saying that the PC version was still glitchy. I mean, all PC games have some glitches. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of PC gaming. And as far as glitchy games go, I didn't find Sleeping Dogs to be glitchy at all. I had some issues, like some minor issues with saving my graphical settings, but it was only because I think I was doing it mid-game, and the best way to do it is actually change your graphical settings outside of the game, and then they saved for me. And there was a couple other people that were kind of complaining about the ending, saying that they were mad that they didn't have a choice of, going full triad or going full police, but that's not really the point of the game. The point of the game was never really to give you choice. I think really the only choices you have in the game are whether or not you want to, how you want to dress and what cars you want to drive. Aside from that, it is an homage to Hong Kong police movies. It's an homage to kung fu movies. And so it has the typical beginning, story, and end of a Hong Kong cop movie, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I can't get enough of kung fu films. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on the whole thing. I actually want to talk a little bit about news today, because there's a ton of stuff that's actually been going on, and none of these things are small by any stretch of the imagination. Speaking about Rockstar earlier, and I was saying about how they were the cure for the typical summer gaming lull, Rockstar has actually been releasing some more and more pictures of GTA 5. Now, GTA 5, if you were to ask my opinion before the actual game comes out, GTA 5 I think actually has some big shoes to fill that Sleeping Dogs has actually kind of stretched out. I think Sleeping Dogs actually did raise the bar in a lot of areas. And I'm not talking about in driving or anything like that, but graphically and in terms of combat, I think Sleeping Dogs really showed what you can do with an open world game. GTA 4, of course, is not nearly as graphically impressive as Sleeping Dogs is. Of course, there's some pretty sweet mods out there for GTA 4, but I was actually pleased to see how GTA 5 is actually shaping up. The first set of pictures that they showed, people were saying, oh, these look so good. Is it possible that they're on the PS4 and the Xbox 720? But no, those early screenshots that they were showing they looked like they could have been pulled out of GTA 4. But these new screenshots that we're actually seeing, the ones that were released today, called Leisure, where there's some dirt bike racing, there's some people playing tennis, and there's a guy parachuting. They look great. They look really good. And I can't wait to get my hands on it. I'm very, very excited about GTA 5. And I know that there's a lot of people out there where they're very divided about GTA now as well. There's a lot of people that Saints Row the Third was really what kind of won them over to the Saints Row side of things, and they're not anticipating GTA 5 that much, which is fine. That's your personal taste. But I personally I'm not of one mind or the other. I mean, the Saints Row series is pretty badass as well, and the GTA games are still really fun. So, I say why not play both and have an awesome time doing both, and don't expect one to be the other. But so that's that. I'll actually try to throw up some of the images on the screen while we're talking here, but if not, of course, I'll throw up a link so you can actually go directly to Rockstar's page and you can actually check out the new screenshots of GTA 5. In an article in IGN, an ex-member of Rare, the development company that was formerly a Nintendo company, an ex-developer for Rare came forward and talked about the prospects that Microsoft had actually shot down when Microsoft kind of took over Rare. They spoke about a Kinect game called Savannah, which sounds kind of neat. It sounded more like a Nintendogs, but in the Savannah, so mildly interesting. I'd have been more, if that game came to fruition, I'd have been more excited about actually exploring the savannas and less about raising a tiger cub. But there was another little tidbit that was actually brought up that was really saddening and disheartening for a lot of gamers everywhere today, was the fact that Killer Instinct 3 was proposed and shot down by Microsoft. So Rare wanted to put together Killer Instinct 3, and Microsoft put the kibosh on it. And they basically don't think that Killer Instinct 3 is ever going to kind of come out. I think that's kind of sad, because in terms of 2D fighters, or, I guess 2.5D fighters now, I feel that Killer Instinct was one of the true competitors of Street Fighter. I mean, I think Mortal Kombat, of course, is an awesome fighting game, but they're almost apples and oranges. Even though there's some crossover, I think that it's really tough to compare a fighter like Street Fighter with a fighter like Mortal Kombat. I can see people saying, I like Mortal Kombat type fighters and I like Street Fighter type fighters, but I think Killer Instinct was one of those really cool fighters that really stood as a strong competitor for Street Fighter, and it's sad to see that franchise kind of go away, because franchise competition actually creates innovation, and to see a permanent death put on something like that is really kind of sad. So I thought I'd put that out there. I'll throw up the link for the IGN article so you guys can actually check that out and read it as well. Ubisoft came forward in an interview with Games Industry International. Yves Guillemot, however you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his last name. I'm terrible with French names. But he came forward and he basically had said that most PC players, and by most I mean literally 93 to 95% of their PC audience, pirates Ubisoft games. So their response is going to be that they are going to lean harder on the free-to-play model for Ubisoft games on PC. That way they make their money back for sure. That is just one of the most frustrating statements I think that could have come out at all this year. I mean, this is coming from Ubisoft. I love a lot of Ubisoft games. I'm not big enough, by the way, ElderGeek.com is not big enough to get Ubisoft games on release. So when we review a Ubisoft game, that does not mean that it came from Ubisoft. It means it came from Elder Geek's resources. And again, I like Ubisoft games, but Uplay is the worst DRM system that could possibly be implemented. It is okay, but they put no resources into it whatsoever to make it a stable system. I couldn't tell you the number of times that I've played Ubisoft games where the Uplay system has been down. The other really annoying thing is when you buy a Ubisoft game on Steam, and then you've got to not only run Ubisoft's Uplay, but you've got to run Steam to run the Uplay to run your game, which is baloney, okay? I mean, that's the dumbest thing in the world. I like that Steam is a really convenient, system, but I've never been a fan of their overlay, ever. I never will be a fan of their overlay. I want to be able to run my games without an overlay. And an overlay actually includes things like Uplay and Origin and Steam. Steam, again, very convenient. But this is, to run an overlay on top of an overlay to run your game is just crap. Okay, you wouldn't want to run Origin to be able to run Uplay to be able to run a video game. So I'm really sorry, but I honestly feel that if their DRM system wasn't so draconian, that they wouldn't have this bad of a problem. I gotta be honest with you, I would love to actually see these numbers. I would love for them to come forward and be like, here's how we actually calculated that 93% of the people that played the game pirated our game. I would love to see those numbers. Because that sounds astronomical to me. And there's so many other sources out there where they find that piracy actually helps their game sales. And this is not me advocating piracy, because I don't advocate piracy in any way, shape, or form. I don't want anybody to be like, oh, we'll just download it and torrent it and whatever. I don't do that, and I don't support that at all. I'm really sorry. I never will. If you've got the money, buy the game. But at the same time, if you're a company and you're making games, don't treat your customers like they're the thieves. Because they've paid you the money. You shouldn't be binding their hands. Oh man, I'm really going off on a tangent here today. But this story just kind of blows my mind. So anyway, that's that. I will actually point you to the article so you can check it out and you can read it more yourself. It is just very, very frustrating. And I think the cherry on the top of this entire thing, I'm not the biggest fan of free-to-play game systems in the first place. I mean, there's a few out there that I'll give a try, and I'm kind of impressed occasionally from it. But there's something about a free-to-play model that just bothers me. There's something really kind of almost dirty about it. I don't want free-to-play. I like the idea of me buying a game and then not being bothered at all, or not being, or me getting the entire package up front and not needing to worry about anything else. So, I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? I mean, where do you all stand on this? You're probably within the same boat as me. I think the majority of gamers are within my corner on this one. That the Ubisoft is just kind of, sure, they might be suffering from piracy, but deal with it in a different way. So, I don't know. I just have a real hard time believing this 93 to 95% story. In good news today, Black Isle Studios is back, baby. They are the devs behind some of the best RPGs ever made, and they're back in business. So check out their stuff. It's blackisle.com. You can actually follow them on Facebook and on Twitter and everything like that, and sign up for their news releases on their email form and everything like that. So check it out. I'm very excited about what they're going to be coming out with next. I'm actually even more excited about this because BioWare over the past couple of years has just been really disappointing me personally. And I would love to see some other epic RPG makers come back forward and kind of help me scratch my RPG itch. And I'll be rounding out the news today. And a little bit of sad news. Sony is going to be closing down. Sony has closed down Sony Liverpool, and they are the people behind the Wipeout series. So probably not going to be any more Wipeout games. And it's kind of sad to see game development studios actually closing at all. The market right now, if you pay a lot of attention to video game news, the market right now and what is to happen with the next generation of video games is going to be very, very interesting, with a lot of people leaning heavily towards free to play, with a lot of people changing how they want to sell their games, and with digital distribution kind of on the upswing and brick and mortar sales kind of falling. It is going to be very interesting, to say the least, to see where the next generation of gaming takes us. I think the more exciting part about the next generation of gaming isn't necessarily going to be the types of games that we play. It's not going to be how graphically awesome these games we play. I think the next generation of gaming we're going to be seeing a bigger change, and the more exciting news about the next generation of gaming is how we're going to be getting our games and how these games are going to be priced and how we are going to be buying them, because the market right now is in a very reactive and adaptive kind of status. And like I said, it'll be interesting to see where it goes. And that's about it. That's really all I want to kind of say today. Thanks everybody for all of your kind words in our past couple of video reviews. Thanks everybody for your subscriptions and comments. As always, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and of course on Twitch TV, where Shen does a lot of streaming. And you can follow us all at elder-geek, or I'm sorry, at eldergeek.com, spelled out like our Facebook page and our YouTube page. And you can follow me personally at Randy Asenchak. Thanks, everybody. Sorry if I ramble a little bit today. It's just kind of getting back into the swing of things. My hope is to actually have a get off my lawn for you guys very, very soon, within the next week or so. I've got some family stuff coming up, so it might take me a little bit longer. And then right after that, get back into the first official episode of 25 Games for My Son. So look forward to those as well. Thanks, everybody. Oh, there was one other question. Somebody had asked me on one of the questions for our YouTube page if we were going to be reviewing Transformers. We're not on Activision's release list. We're too small potatoes for that at the moment. I mean, I keep asking if we can be on their release list, but they're Activision and we're eldergeek.com. But just looking at the price tag of that, Transformers is a $60 game. I don't think I'm going to be able to swing that. I mean, it's a $60 is a lot of money to sink into what is most likely going to be a mediocre at best game. So I'm sorry to say that we are probably not going to be reviewing Transformers, whatever the newest one is called, Battle for Cybertron or Revenge for the Fallen 2 or whatever it is. I keep seeing ads for it kind of everywhere, but the game doesn't interest me that much. So that's the other reason why I'm probably not going to drop the money on it. So anyway, that's that. Thanks a lot, everybody. Hopefully I will talk to you all very soon.